Welcome to the program. The one, the only Cooper Mays joins us, brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. It's a weekly visit by Cooper. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that as we enter the third phase of, let's say, the four parts of the off season as you get ready for camp. So, Cooper, if you can kind of describe this, the third phase is the summer workouts. You come off of spring camp. How important are summer workouts?
They're probably my favorite part of the year, probably the biggest part of the year where you can make most of your progress. I mean, this is building your body up for the season. This is the final touches and the meat of your training regimen probably right here.
I've been told that skill position players can benefit a lot from, I guess, the skeleton drills and passing drills that they'll do. How does a center, how does an offensive lineman benefit from a football standpoint this time of year?
You got to get out there and work extra on the field. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of football stuff, but not much. It's mostly just purely training. So the football coaches aren't going to be around much, aren't going to be doing much with you. There's not much going on. So it's really up to you to just get out on the field and do stuff that kind of, it's applicable to you and how you need to get better.
So we're talking like agility drills, that sort of thing?
Yeah, more like, I mean, like getting out there and taking sets, working your hands, getting one of your, maybe a D lineman out there to come work through just pass rush reps, 3/4 speed, half speed, just to where you can just land hands and just stop, like nothing violent. Just get out there, maybe 3/4 speed, and just land hands and feel what it feels like. Because kind of everybody skips over walkthroughs and stuff, and those are the most important parts of your week. There's been plenty of weeks where I go out there on Tuesday and Wednesday and just don't have my best days and don't win a lot of reps on pass pro one-on-ones and just don't really feel good about myself. But when Thursday and Friday come around, when you're out there in shorts and t-shirts walking through, just everything's a little bit slowed down, you can kind of feel what it feels like to win. And then that'll carry over into Saturday for sure.
So that you're talking about during the season, your Thursday, Friday is when you get your confidence during the week. Is that what you were referring to?
For sure. Thursday and Friday, you should know I mean, Tuesday, you should know your game plan through and through. But, if you're a guy that's struggling with it, Thursday, you should be stone cold, know everything, that if stuff goes wrong, you know how it's going to go. And then kind of when you progress through a Thursday practice for us, like you're going to be getting all the worst looks you can get. And they're all slowed down, more like 60-70% speed, walk-through speed. And it's the only time in a day where you can control everything, where you can land perfect hands. You can have your perfect feet, perfect base, perfect body position. Because what people don't realize is Tuesday and Wednesday, when the pads are on and you're out there just trying to make things work, stuff doesn't work as good. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to make things work, and making things work doesn't work in the games. Like you can't control everything. If you're think about it this way, if you're one-on-one pass rushing with Big E, there's not much perfect technique. You know what I'm saying? There's not.
Right.
You don't get to lay your hands there and feel it and work your perfect feet with it. It does. You kind of just are like, golly, let me buckle up and let me try to win right here. So stuff kind of goes a little bit awry. But Thursday and Friday, when you're working out there, 70% speed, 60% speed, you can go out there and land your hands, roll your hips on a run block, feel that fit. Doing it like 60% speed translates way more than doing, 100% drills where you're still probably messing it up a little bit.
That's interesting. And Big E talking about Elijah Simmons, defensive tackle. I want to ask you then, have you ever come out of a Tuesday, Wednesday completely 180 degrees off, thinking,
Yeah,
man, we are set, we are golden for Saturday, or man, we got trouble Saturday, and then the exact opposite happens?
for sure. For sure. I can't,
Really?
I don't know exactly which games, but there's been, I mean, I don't know, when you just have, sometimes your weeks aren't going to be good. Sometimes, your left tackle's ankle is going to be bummed out a little bit and he can't go on Wednesday, and then that makes everything look bad because James Pierce is going against the second string left tackle and it doesn't look good, but at the end of the day, stuff is not going to probably look like that during the game. I mean, there's so many variables that can go into a game. I mean, maybe we had 2 bad days, but maybe they had 2 worse days. I mean, you never really know. You never really know. So
That's true.
all I know is like we can control everything on our preparation.
All right, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate that. Again, like and subscribe. And then, so Cooper and I were discussing when we record this fine podcast brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. And he held up his schedule and he was just like, where will this fit? And I was stunned to see like he's booked 6A to 6P or 8P every single day. Coop, I'm pretty happy with a solid 8 hours a day, and that includes an hour and a half lunch. But you're putting in like 12, 14 hours a day. Just describe, if you can, for a second, because I don't think people get it, what your typical day's like.
Yeah, 12, 14 maybe a little bit egregious, but it's definitely long. I mean, there's the thing with our football schedules is maybe not everybody's the same, but there's guys that are in the facility all day doing just different stuff, and then you add on the fact that you got class, and then that's when stuff gets jumbled up. The biggest thing that is a schedule killer for us is the class is in the middle of the schedule. Like if your class is in the bulk of your schedule, it kind of throws your whole routine off, So like me, I could probably get done what I did today a lot faster. Like I've still got a lot of stuff to do today and it's 2:00. So I've got to go back, get stuff done. But that's only because I had class from 11 to 12:30, so there's different stuff, but usually I'm in from any day. You can probably find me in there 7 to 3.
7 to 3. Okay, so that's a pretty long day. Who are some of those all-dayers? Who are some of those guys that just don't leave the facility? You mentioned guys can be in there all day.
I can't just tell a couple of them. I don't know who all's in what area. I don't want to leave anybody out, man. There's a couple of us, but really, if you're in the facility all day, that means you're probably not at class. Which there's only a couple guys that don't have class during the day. You know how it goes. There's so much stuff to do.
No, fair enough. Hey, your schedule though also recently included yoga. Are you a big yoga guy?
I like yoga, man. I try to take full advantage of anything that we got going on, but especially yoga. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I don't know. I'm not a science guy. I don't know exactly what goes on, but if it makes me feel better, I'm 110% in. That's kind of how I feel about anything.
What's the best fringe benefit that nobody knows about that you can tell me about that you as a football player receive at the University of Tennessee? Yoga may be it.
Oh. Okay. I thought you were going to talk about yoga.
I didn't mean girls or anything.
Have as a Tennessee football player?
Yeah, one of those fringe benefits. Like I know you got the barber shop and all that stuff.
Oh no, we do. We got a cafeteria. I mean, cafeteria is a world changer. I've saved. I can't even tell you how much money I've saved in my career in Tennessee and in life, because I probably only eat one meal a day outside of Smokies, and that's probably more than most people probably eat. So I don't know. I've done a lot of good work in Smokies.
Yeah, I bet you have. And what's the food like? I mean, we're talking about pretty solid food according to Jacob Warren.
I mean, first of all, it's free.
It's true.
That makes food way better, in my opinion. So you can do whatever. I mean, if you can't find food in there, then it's on you. And I have had best friends, a brother who probably wasn't the biggest fan of getting the cafeteria food, but to each their own. But I personally feel like you can find something in there.
Hey, let me ask you a question, a recruiting question. Now, going back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, facilities would be a big question you would ask players. There's some recruiting analysts that believe that facilities have kind of leveled off, that everybody has the same type of facilities. You don't have to name other schools, but with Cade, I'm sure you went on some trips. You went on trips for your recruitment. How do facilities compare? Is there a big difference between one school and the other?
Um, not that would make you swing your judgment of where you're going to spend the next 4 years. I would hope, at least personally. I mean, everybody's got 45-pound plates. Everybody's got 25-pound plates. Everybody's got 10-pound plates. Everybody's got a field that goes 100 long ways, 53 sideways. I don't really. I mean, there are differences. Like some places are like you could notch them out a little bit better, but I mean, if we're judging off of this much great stuff and maybe one's right here and one's right here, I mean, who cares really? Me personally, I'm not. I never really went to a school and was like, let me see the facilities. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of feel how it felt around there. And, obviously the facilities being cool is cool, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Did you ever go to a place where you said, and don't tell me the school, where you said, oh my gosh, these facilities are absolutely horrendous?
I don't know if horrendous would be the word. I've been to some horrendous places. Not many of them are Power Five football, facilities, but there are definitely some places that it's when you get. I feel like when you get. I now this is from when I was like in high school, 5-6 years ago, but when you get outside of the SEC, it kind of drops off a little bit. I would say
Well, yeah, I think that's a nice way of saying it. There might be some SEC schools that aren't up to snuff, but
that is also true. Yeah.
we won't name them. Let's remember you went to Catholic, okay? So there are pretty good facilities there. Did you go to any school? And again, don't name them. That you said, man, Catholic has nicer facilities in this place.
No, not that. I have been places in. Now I've played places in Tennessee in high school that definitely were nicer. Like Innsworth, I played at Innsworth. McCally's nice. McCally is, but Innsworth, I would say Innsworth is probably a cut above any facility I've been to in a high school setting for sure.
I will tell you that I thought I was at a college when I went to interview a young man at Innsworth. I thought I was at the wrong place.
Yeah, I think we got changed in an away locker room that was nicer than any away locker room we were probably at this year on the road in SEC. And then second of all, you walk right outside the locker room and there was like 6 Olympic pools in one building, just lined up right there. I was like, or probably not 6. That's probably a little bit egregious. Maybe I don't know. Olympic pools are pretty big, but they had Olympic-sized pools there indoor. I was like, this is about as good as it gets.
What was the coolest thing, either during your brother's recruitment when you may have gone along, or during your recruitment when you obviously were there, that you saw from a facility standpoint where you said, well, that is pretty cool? Was there anything?
Um, man, I did like Clemson's campus. Maybe not like facility. Their facilities are really great too. I would say their cafeteria is probably one of the better ones I've seen. But I like Clemson's campus just because it was like super sprawling. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
I have, and it's almost old fashioned. It's what you would
yeah,
think of a college
it's
campus to be like.
it's really probably a turnoff for a lot of recruits. But for me, being like a guy that kind of grew up in the country and whatever, it's pretty cool, I thought.
No, I thought it was super cool. I will admit my lazy fat butt thought to myself, man, if I were a student here, that'd be a lot of walking.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
He is Cooper Mays. I'm Dave Hooker. Again, the Vol Report with Coop brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning, and Integrity Matters. Over 50 years in Tennessee. Hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate Coop and his time, and we certainly appreciate City Heating and Air Conditioning, cityheatandair.com. This has been a production of Off the Hook Sports.